You had all this experience. Instead of pushing yourself to go above in a position, you decided to go again to apprentice.
There is a lot of hierarchy in that world of kitchen. When you go down, and if you listen well and you observe well, you learn a lot.
We were fortunate enough to be at the event. You were commanding the service, you were getting everybody ready, making sure that food was going out on time, all of that kind of stuff, like an army general.
I mean, we manage it how we can, right?
Of course. Welcome to a truly special edition of the Chef JKP Podcast, and this one is a masterpiece like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. For the next 5 episodes, we're celebrating the art, the soul, and the passion of fine chocolate, in partnership with none other than Valrhona. But this isn't just about chocolate, this is about a celebration of culture, community, and creativity in one of the world's most iconic venues, the Louvre, Abu Dhabi. Valrhona brought together over 250 chefs, visionaries, artists from all over the corners of the world in a night that was nothing short of magical, in a multi-sensory journey called Le Fil Rouge. In this series, we'll hear from the chefs who shaped the experience, culinary titans like Rafe Othman, Hadrian Villager, Carmen Rader, Kelvin Chung, Khaled Sadi and Brice Konan-Ferrand, and many, many more as we explore what it means to be part of a global family bound together by craftsmanship, innovation, and the pursuit of pure excellence. So buckle up, taste the moment, and immerse yourself in a story woven by over 100 years of flavor and beautiful chocolate. Time to rock and roll.
Hello everyone, that's Brice Konan-Ferrand, the executive pastry chef of L'École Verona in Dubai. If you like the podcast, make sure to follow, share and subscribe.
So Brice, a very warm welcome to the show. Now, first of all, before we get into all things Valrhona, can you tell me your first or favorite childhood food memory, please?
I think my first childhood food memory would be aloko. Aloko is something very special that we have in Africa. It's a deep fried banana plantain with a bit of icing sugar on top of it. I think that was the first thing that I ate when I was a kid. Like it's a sweet, but can be also salty with tomato sauce and things like that. So that's funny.
So for people who don't know, where in the world are you from?
So I'm from Ivory Coast, the biggest producer of cocoa in the world. I didn't even know that when I was there, but yeah, it is. So yeah, Ivory Coast is in West Africa, near Ghana, for people that don't know.
So then tell me about family food, sitting around the table. Apart from this amazing plantain, what else were you eating as a child?
Eating as a child was more like dad, like family gathering. You have a lot of people coming together, like big family, because I come from a big family. So you have all the cousins, the uncles, the aunties, and all the people around that comes, and you cook big dishes. So we had a big stove, and you had big fishes cooking there. So I saw like a lot of different dish coming out from the kitchen, from Ivorian dish, so African dish, so very tribal, would say, to French cuisine, to Vietnamese cuisine, because I had a chance to have grandparents that were traveling a lot, so I had that background. So
was it spicy, not spicy, sweet? Because I want to know about these big dishes. It sounds interesting.
Yeah. Spicy, yeah, it could be spicy. Sometimes we're not spicy at all. We're sweet. We're very warm, heartwarming. Some were very, like, how to say, I believe there is emotion into food, so most of the food were according to the emotion of the moment. So that was really moment. So everything was there. Yeah, spicy, not spicy. Some things that you won't even eat down there, which is we have dishes that called agouti.
Mm-hmm.
Agouti is a ragondin in French. So it's like a rat, big rat that lives around the river. We smoke it, and then we eat that. That was the thing that, you know.
Is it nice?
It's nice, but you have to handle it, though.
Yeah, sure. But then I want to understand. So, you know, you had, as you said, you had a big family background.
Yeah.
Great food, cousins, aunties, everybody cooking, happy environment.
Yeah.
Right? So then when you were a teenager, I want to understand, when did you decide to sort of get into the kitchen and start pursuing food?
So actually, it didn't come out like that. It arrived in France. I was in Corrèze. And I mean, I discovered food, and thanks to Dionnet, which is Pascal Dionnet is one of the executive chef of Fouquet's back in Paris. He did the name back there. And he's the one that introduced me to food and to culinary school, thanks to links and stuff. We know how business works, right? And I go to Bourges. I don't know if you know Bourges.
Tell me about it.
It's in the middle of France. It's actually 50 kilometers from Saint-Amand-Mourant, which is the center of France. The actual strategical center of France.
Wow.
So basically, Bourges is a nowhere city that no one's know, apart from there is a museum of witch.
Very nice. Okay. Interesting. Okay. A witch museum.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of art. There is like a Printemps de Bourges, which is a very big, festival down there. But I had the chance to go to a very beautiful culinary school that still exists, and thanks to the people there are still rocking there. I had the chance to be working with Gilles, was a chef, and other chef that still then remain there. It was really nice as a learning thing.
So how long were you doing that for?
5 years in a row.
5 years.
Yeah.
Culinary education.
Yeah, full.
So it's quite intense.
Yeah, it's quite intense. You meet a lot of people because I was sleeping down there with them, so it's like internal kind of thing. It was cool. Met a lot of people there, and you know all those people. You create link. They help you build who you are at the end of the day. So,
but then I want to understand from that education.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah,
I want to understand it. What sort of sections? What were you learning? Was it just pastry, or were you doing all around the kitchen?
So basically, I learned culinary. I learned how to make bed. I learned how to clean bed. I cleaned bed for different, hotels, big hotels, reception also. We had stage and stuff like that. Training. You know, training period
Yes.
Internship. Yeah, I was looking for the word. Yeah. So internship that we did around the world. Went to Spain. Went to different places with that school. So that was pretty cool. But that's not only pastry. It was mainly kitchen and F&B environment. So you also have all the science behind the food. You know. It tells you, this one's going to be something that's going to create sickness or whatsoever, all those things that you learn in school, yeah.
So when did you then, after you sort of graduated, you went straight to hot kitchen? Did you go to pastry? Did you go to chocolate? What was your first real sort of job?
So I got the chance to go to the south of France in Lignan-sur-Orbe with Steve Judith, which is the chef of Cyril Lignac, which helped him get the store and things in Le 15. Worked with him, but the first thing when I entered the kitchen was for hot kitchen. Then he said to me, okay, you know how to make a custard cream? I was like, yeah, why not? Then he sent me back to pastry, and because he didn't have no one in pastry.
Right.
There were one guy there, but he was like lost, I think, in translation. And I worked with him. So that started the thing. I see him doing kind of the recipe that was from Steve Joliot, like Macédoine legumes, so cappuccino from Sylvie Lignac, those kind of things. I remember very well the dishes that we were doing there. So it was fully pastry because he had already a team. So, but then we have some atelier in the afternoon with the second and all. So it was a fun experience.
And how long were you there for in Lyon?
So this one is in the south. So basically worked around like I think it's 6 or maybe a year. I do a season there, like I like summer season, and I moved to UK.
And where? So where in the UK did you work?
Lockerbie, you know Lockerbie?
Lockerbie. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We opened the restaurant there.
Tell me.
Oh my gosh, that was something with that chef. I don't even remember that name. I think my body told me to forget.
But
anyway, yeah. But he was a cool guy. I mean, apart from being crazy, we were all kind of crazy, right?
And where in the UK?
Lockerbie.
So it was in Lockerbie.
Lockerbie.
And for how long were you there for?
I think around 8 months, something like that.
And did you enjoy working with the British people?
It's a beautiful place. I love British people. I love that place. I love the greeneries around. I mean, it's a luxury to have that.
Yeah.
You have product that, I mean, nowhere else you could find that. A way of cooking and also celebrating food that should be promoted also, you know, like not only in the UK, in Scotland as well. It was funny because everything comes down after that to, you know, I think there is a way where someone down the street say, okay, let's deep fry everything and that's gonna be the food, and they all go down to deep fry thing. But I mean, Cullen skunk.
Yes.
I was doing Cullen skunk.
Wow, so you were doing proper
proper Scottish food, haggis, you know. Yeah.
And you like haggis?
Yeah, I love it. No, true, I love it. It's super nice.
Yeah.
It
is good. It's an acquired taste. Some people really like it. Some people really hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand how you can hate it as well.
Yeah, but then after your, UK stint, did you stay in the UK or did you go?
I mean, the division was pretty much forward. Like the restaurant was going well. We had a hope for star. Hats were there. I mean, the chef was good. The food that we were serving was actually okay. It was really good. I mean, we were working around the clock from 6 in the morning till 2 to 3. So
wow.
Yeah, it was tough.
So it's intense.
It was super intense. But a problem is pastry. I mean, I did some pastry in Lignan, but it was not like... And he was asking me, Scottish? They like to do wedding, right?
Yes.
So I had to do wedding cakes and stuff.
Oh.
As a kitchen chef, it's impossible to do wedding cake. I mean, it's not impossible. You know how to bake a pound cake and put cream inside. And, you have the top cake that is supposed to remain for the firstborn.
Yes.
So they are asking like icing inside and you're like, oh my gosh, you're going to eat that? Are you crazy, man? How long you going to... I mean, you need to dip it into like long time gene or something to make sure. Sorry, I don't know if you can.
No, we can, of course. But so you must have learned a lot apart from the amazing deep fried Scottish food. You must have learned Mars bar. Yes, you must have learned a lot about the technicalities of wedding cakes and all of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Very challenging.
Oh, it was more than challenging, and some people they were expecting because there is a French behind the oven that you cook, croque en bouche and things. And I think that's where I stopped. I think that croque en bouche, and they were like, "Oh, it's so amazing, chef! It's so beautiful, so pretty." I was like, "It looks like a bird nest or something like that." I mean,
but it was fashionable back then.
Yeah, fashionable.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. It was fashionable. It was really nice. I mean, and they enjoyed it. But me, I was more like, okay, you come from France, you have all that rigor from croque en bouche, and you're like, okay, maybe I shall do something.
Wow. So then, 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah, close to that. And then moved to Perpignan, Olivier Bajard. Big hat to him. I mean... He opened the school there. It was really nice. I mean, many people have been to that school. Can recall that Carmen also went there. I mean, that person is actually another great person, like another crazy, would say. But yeah, and I took the course there because I wanted to specialize myself. So I paid for the class.
But what was the course?
It was all, he had 15 or 21 weeks. I just stopped working. I say, I need to specialize in pastry. That's the only hard. So I went to bank, I asked, and I said, okay, I want to pay these classes. This will help me in the business in the future. So I get down to the thing, and then I learned. And I met a lot of people. I think that year, Christophe Michalak won his World Pastry Cup. So we met there. It was a very nice meeting. Met a lot of people there. So that was really cool.
But when you finished the course and after you sort of specialized and you knew that you wanted to take the path of pastry.
Actually, that came through Christophe Michalak couldn't take me in. So we had I work has more feeling toward. I don't believe we work for companies or anything. I believe we work for human and we work for value and connection. So I will very much looking forward for that connection when talking to people. So I went with Christophe Michalak. He said, okay, I don't have a space to take you in. So I have my friend Arnaud Larrère, which is looking for someone. So I went there. Oh, man.
And that was less crazy, more crazy?
I mean, not all the story can tell, but yeah, it was crazy.
Okay.
But that was nice, like good level, nice pastries, another kind of thing that I didn't know. When you come from kitchen, you don't do that. You do check on,
right.
You deliver the food, you have your plating. It's completely different than when you work in pastry shop.
What was different about it working in the pastry shop?
I mean, you got your fournet, what we call fournet. So basically you got all your item that needs to go out. So it's like a delivery, but it's more big in terms of item. 20 tarts for this shop, 20 tarts for that shop, was in the tart section, but then you have the same for the entremet, you have the same for the macaron, you have a list of items that you need to take out every morning, and then you need to refill your stock to produce for the next week. So
what time would you wake up in the morning?
Around 4.
Produce? So 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Wake up or be in the shop?
No, depend on the day. I mean, when it was Christmas, you needed to be at 4 a.m. sometimes in the shop. In the production area. We were Rue du Ruisseau, was funny. Pignon sur Rue. Christophe Adam was walking every morning, passing through the alley, and not every morning, some morning. And it was funny to see him.
But still, I mean, it's what an experience. It must have been fun.
Oh, yeah, it's back in the day. I mean, changed a little bit, but recipe, all of the thing remained the same.
You still miss doing that?
I mean, fournet? That was cool, yeah. That was an experience. I would say that I would love to do it again, but I have a good chance to be where am I now. So
when did you start sort of, working and really being highly involved in the world of chocolate?
Sébastien Bouillet, a bit like Steve did it. I came to Sébastien Bouillet after Arnaud Larrère. So basically, Sébastien Bouillet said, okay, I'm looking for someone. I'm ready to take you in. Come in. So then we discuss, and then he said, okay, I don't have the position of ouvrier. Do you want to accept a job in pastry? In chocolate, as a BTM, apprentice. I was like, okay, going down again to everything, no problem. I'll take it. Chocolate isn't something that I never thought doing, so let's try and see. That's another thing that I never done. So I went, and then I had the opportunity to work with the chocolate downstairs with Fabien. Oh. And then I had even the chance, because Fabien was doing an operation, to do the Easter nearly alone there. That was funny. Easter production down there. That was cool.
But I want to also, why did you decide, you had all this experience previously, you studied for 5 years, then you had experience in different places, even internationally, in a place like Lockerbie. Then you came back.
Yeah.
And instead of pushing yourself to go above in a position, you decided to go again to apprentice. Most chefs would not do that. Why did you decide at that time to do it?
Because my pace we learn every day, and the best way to learn is to put your position. It's not because there is a lot of hierarchy in that world that we live in kitchen. But actually that hierarchy, when you go down and if you listen well and you observe well, you learn a lot. So that's the only way you can go above, and then after they teach your experience or that teach you something. There is also always an experience to learn from that. You can learn also from the directive perception of it, so direction of where to go and how to do that. But I mean, before I joined Sébastien Bouillet, I needed some time to make sure basically I have all that feel. I didn't want to feel again the same thing that I felt when I was like rocket star in Lockerbie, and then we were like all around. And then I remember I brought people that I had from my from Bourges, Julien and other people that worked with me that are now very good chefs. I brought them to Lockerbie, and that's kind of a story. They all felt the same. Then when I left, they were like, oh my gosh, what do we do? And it all fell apart there. So that's kind of a story, you know, you don't want to feel against it. That's why you make sure basically you cover most of the area.
Right.
So you can answer most of the area.
Okay. So, and with Sebastian, how long did you stay with him for? Because
7 years and a half.
7 years and a half. I mean, okay, so why did you stay for so long then? You must have loved it.
I mean, the person, Sébastien Bouillet, is a real human, is a real person you work with, gives you the space to grow, gives you the people to work with, so it brings out people to train and think. I think that's why this company is so well known. So it's a very, very wise and nice person to be around with. So,
but what was your position towards the end?
Second, so sous chef, so of chocolate, so like production manager, we can say it like that. Yeah.
And how many chocolates were you making a day?
A day? Oh wow, a lot. Chocolate bar, because we had a chocolate library in there in the shop that we opened later on. Chocolate bonbon. So 21 to 23 kind of chocolate bonbons, so with different layers and stuff. That was
technical,
cool.
Right?
Yeah, I mean technical. You need to make sure the standards are respected. You need to make sure the texture is always the same. It's another kind of area. It brings you to something different. There is emotion, but the emotion is meeting. What I could say is meeting the. Everything that we do has a limit according to what you want to do. So for example, when you make a chocolate bonbon, you have, for example, expectation for 4 weeks of shelf life. So for this expectation, you need to put some things in there and you need to process it a certain way to make sure that shelf life is going through, right? So same thing for shortbread, same thing for everything you do in chocolatier. It's more toward like industrial, so when you go big.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So then after these 7.5 years, how did you then get involved with Valrhona?
Oh, so basically I was looking for positions and didn't come out. I was going to go back to Paris with Arnaud Larère, but then actually I had another opportunity with another company, which I will not state the name because it might be not wise. They actually never engaged. They told me they will take me in, and they never did. Actually, they disappear.
Okay.
The people that said, "Okay, let's cheers. Okay, you can quit that. You can do that. You can do that. You can do that." Nothing on paper. That's not something I won't do again.
Fair enough.
Trust.
Fair enough.
Over trust people, you know. And I came to join Varlhona thanks to Fabrice David and Jérémy Runel. Jérémy Runel, we did a pastry show, TV show together, and we were like sleeping next bed to each other. So we had a lot of talk, and he told me, you should do that. You have the fiber to do what I'm doing. So, you know, demonstrating, explaining chocolate, help people to understand and think. I was like, okay, I don't think I have the thing, but why not? So that's where I actually started to have interest in that, and they opened me the door through that company. And Varlhona was the one that offered me the proper position back in Hong Kong.
So in Hong Kong, first time in Hong Kong as well?
Oh yeah, that was a big move.
How was that? Because it's very different to Lockerbie, very different to France.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I never thought I would go to Asia before. Like, going to Japan was like a very nice thing. I loved it. I love Japanese. I love their ways of thinking, and it was nice to go there. When I was with Sébastien, I went there for leisures and stuff and to see the shop and things. Voilà. But to go to Hong Kong was, my wife wanted to go there, so I said, okay, let's take the bid. Let's go. Let's try.
And how was it?
I mean, that was amazing. That was crazy. That city is vibrant. I know what they call it, the crown. And that's another opening. Coming from Africa, that was another completely different story. And when I entered Verona, I had different country to take care about. So I joined and I went to Japan. So I lived in Japan for 5 months with Fabrice at the school. Remember the first step going in Japan, that silent city that was crazy in Shioraku. Then, when you live there, it's completely different than when you actually go there for leisure and things. So it was quite a thing.
But quite an incredible experience as well for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's moving around. It's chance to go there. Not a lot of people are willing to do that. It was another bet to do because I was alone there discovering the whole thing. So it was funny.
But there must be something in you that loves to travel.
Yeah, the traveling thing is one thing, and also the discovering the adventure that comes in. The adventure, the boundaries that you push when you go toward to know yourself. Where do I go? Which boundaries I'm able to push and which boundaries I'm able to break, actually.
But also, it's about those connections, because I think for you, it seems like you love to push yourself boundaries and also have different connections with people.
Yeah. Connections. So in Japan, the connection was really toward the team and toward Fabrice, knowing to know each other. Like, that's an incredible person. Not many people talk about. Not many people. Many people from B2B business, from chef, know Fabrice David, but learn a lot from him. Very good mentee as well. Very professional.
Then if I fast forward to now, today, you are the exec pastry chef at L'École Valrhona in Dubai.
Yeah.
An incredibly exciting project, in the heart of the Middle East, in the gastronomic capital, again, of the Middle East. How was it for when you first came here and you saw Dubai and what was going on and the plans and the vibrancy of the city, the gastronomy? How was it for you?
I mean, Dubai, funny that you talk about it, was a bit like the event that we're having at the Louvre. I discovered Dubai for the 100 years. So when I arrived, I landed, and 100 years was 5 days after I landed in Dubai. We arrived, I remember very well, we arrived with my families. My daughter was 1 month old.
Oh my
was crazy. That was crazy. My wife kept remembering me that. I was like, yeah, I do remember. And the welcoming was superb. The people here have a very big heart. So it's like super nice to be there. It's more close to what we know in terms of culture. And there is a very big mix of culture there. When you come in the kitchen, I was like, well, in the middle East kitchen, there is Filipinos. There is Indians, Sri Lankese, there is Indonesian in there. What? Okay, so that's the same kitchen I had in Hong Kong or when I was traveling around, even sometimes Chinese and also. It's like, okay, wow, what a big mix.
That's super cool for you
to
be able to highlight Valrhona, to be able to be leading that school and to open people's eyes that Valrhona is not just a chocolate.
Yeah.
There is so much more.
I mean, I had a chance to work with Guillaume and the team, Marie-Charlotte and Abir, which we have a very strong team. And Guillaume fought for the project with Eric Marquisio, the CEO. And I mean, we opened it. We opened the 5th school in the world. That was quite a thing, because in my head before, this would have never happened. And here we are. We have the school. This school is open. It's moving. Is vibrating. I have the heart inside. It's like I can feel the pump in there. So, and it's pushing for Verona. It is Verona. It is a Verona product, Verona baby when it comes in. I mean, we could push more inside, but it's already there. Like,
but it has the soul.
Yeah,
right?
It has the soul of the place. Yeah, it has the soul.
But then the other thing I wanted to sort of talk to you is that just recently we had this incredible, for me, I would say once in a lifetime event at the Louvre, Abu Dhabi, Le Fil Rouge.
Yeah.
Where, chefs, 250 chefs from all over the world came to celebrate all things Valrhona. And it really was an amazing celebration with, yourself included, some local talents. There was artistry, there was music, there was dance. And again, such an iconic location, the Louvre. How was it for you to be involved in such a project?
I mean, it's a very incredible project. It's, I would say, you have to be thankful and grateful to be part of those kind of things. When you can see, for example, I don't believe in names, but you build brands with things, and then basically you have like Varlhona on the side of that exposition, which is one of the sponsor of that exposition, the logo. I remember taking picture of that. I was like, wow, we got our logo there. That's Louvre in Abu Dhabi. Wow, Louvre.
It's a global name.
Yeah, I was like, everyone knows Louvre. Everyone wants to visit the Louvre. Everyone wants to go and see the Picasso. They want to see La Mona. They want to take the paint home, and then, oh, wow, I grab it. So, no, yeah, it was crazy for that. And then to imagine to have an event there and to have everyone which is representing what is Verona, which is we had people that came from France, from Valrhona, l'Hermitage, to explain the chocolate, to explain the couverture that we were doing. We had people, artistry from the region, representing the vibrancy of Dubai, of UAE, because UAE is one kind of a thing. And then you had that space that allow us to work inside and to create such a thing and to highlight thing in the space of the Louvre. That was amazing, to do that. To be part of an event, that was put on in a very limited time. And I would love to do it again.
But it was amazing. And in the whole evening, as it sort of started getting darker, it was filled with that beautiful red light everywhere. But the other thing I wanted to sort of highlight is that, so you had some amazing chefs there. So Rafe Othman, Hadrian, Chef Carmen, Khalid, Kelvin Chung. But for me, what was interesting during that time when we were fortunate enough to be at the event, is that it was the first time that I saw, not chocolatier, Brice. It was Chef Brice, because it was like you were commanding the service, you were getting everybody ready, making sure that food was going out on time, all of that kind of stuff. And I could just see you like an army general, making sure that everything was done on
according
time,
to plan,
going, bam, bam, bam. So you weren't really involved with the chocolates back then. You were really sort of, I would say, orchestrating or leading the service. Did you manage it well? Was there any sort of up and down? Because for the guests, everything was perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I heard that some people didn't get a lot of all the food, but then anyway, we manage it how we can, right?
Of course.
And then it like all event, right? You start with something, then after that, oh, okay, the speech is not that time. Oh, wow, okay, we move to wed. Okay, that's cool. Okay, no, but it was kind of a challenge because also, having all those, they have strong personality. They want their food on time. They have their name to put on that food. They want their name on the plate. So
of course,
you need to make up to their standard and make sure basically everything is, they are feeling comfortable, they are feeling listened, and basically everything goes out on time. And also it was a bunker to go there.
Yeah.
I had to manage to get their food, to bring the food down, to bring the food up.
Well, you're right. I mean, the other thing that you wouldn't necessarily take into consideration is the security around that event. At the same time, traveling to the event, going into different tunnels, making sure you had your passes, all of this kind of stuff. Whereas, chefs, you just want to go to the event, do the food, make sure it's there, but you never think about the security. And not just that, the level of security was another level, right?
Oh, yeah.
But also what was interesting is seeing everyone in that small kitchen all together.
Yeah, that's true. Small kitchen.
Yeah, but then, as you said, I think you did very well because you were managing as the best you possibly could to make sure that it was all going out on time and, managing the speeches. But then afterwards, when you sort of take a step back, what were you most proud of on that event?
That everything went out, that we did manage to make everything go smooth, even the cocoa room and everything.
Yes.
That was done on time, that was done. I mean, it was a tunnel. Like for me, it was like one step. Okay, we did this one, this one, this one, this one. It's like a miniature,
Yeah.
Like if this one is done, okay, forget it. Time out. You go out, you remove that, and then you do the other one. Okay. So, I mean, the most proud of would be the food that was served was good. That was served was interesting for people. I mean, all the people that I heard had an experience that was nice in terms of food. Cocktail were nice. We had the chance to have Enrique that did an amazing chance of cocktail. We had François Daubinet that signed out the gift for us. So that was, because I remember I met François way back then, before he did the Fauchon and everything. It was his first demo, I think, outside international. It was Fabrice David that sent him to Hong Kong. And I mean, we had an amazing connection back there. I was talking about connection. So I was really happy to do another event with him and do another connection with him. And it was like a very nice moment of sharing, even as a gift for the end. So yeah, I would say everything. And to share also a moment with, we had Philippe Rigolo that came. I remember he helped for the production, didn't even ask a question. We did the dessert. He co-signed the dessert with me without even asking a question, tasting the dessert just 2 days prior to the event when we are doing the twirl and stuff. Wow. And we're back in the kitchen. Oh my gosh. And we did, funny thing, we were so much focused in that thing that day you wanted to have a funny thing, right? We did 600 glasses.
600?
We messed up.
Really?
So basically we were down cooking, and with all the teams, Jules Cassel, Frédéric Cassel came down, and then I had calculated everything. And then they were like making the mousse, and the chef's like, we don't have enough mousse. I was like, how this is possible? How this is happening? We don't have enough decoration. Frédéric Cassel was like, I counted yesterday. Yeah, we counted. It was 300, right? But there's plenty of glasses without decoration and thing. Okay. And then we came up. And when I discovered that we did 600? When the truck on the second day came back, And I had all the people coming to take the food and the glasses because it was rental.
Right.
So we had to give them back the rental thing. So they discard the rental, and the Indians start to eat the dessert, and they count the glass while eating the dessert. I was like, you shouldn't eat that. They were like, so good. So no waste actually happened on that thing. It's crazy.
God. Oh my God.
And they calculated the number of glass, and they told me it's 600. I was like, what? Oh, yeah, we did 600 glasses for you.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But look, I just wanted to say to you, and of course on behalf of the Valrhona team, you guys did such an incredible job, and I think it was one of those events where everybody will remember it for a very, very long time.
Inshallah.
You know? But then I want to also just ask you a question in terms of recognition for pastry chefs, recognition for chocolatiers. We know that different chefs in the Michelin world, they all get the recognition, but I feel nowadays more and more executive pastry chefs like Cedric Rollet, for example, chocolatiers, they're getting more and more recognition for their talent. What's your thoughts on that?
Thoughts would be more on the exposure. I think the first one that had a very big exposure, that I know of, and there's plenty of them, was Michalak, that pushed that door of the media section, like Cyril Lignac that started with some media show. Not only Cyril Lignac, I'm sure they had some other show that was done back in the day. So, kitchen has always been part of our DNA. That's how we fuel ourselves. So I believe chef is amongst everyone, because everyone is kind of cooking at home to fuel himself. So after that, the connection and the thing, for me, the differentiation, it's more into specialty. So you don't only have executive pastry chef, you have pastry chef, you have bakers. A lot of bakers. Bakery is
amazing
huge.
Bakers.
It's another world. You have chocolatier, ice cream maker, which is another world as well, where they are making ice cream, they're creating different things. So you have specialists that were there back then, and that you have the same in kitchen. Specialists. You have the meat guy, you have the sauce, you have the hors d'oeuvre, which is there to prepare the cold and the starters and everything. And that's how the orchestra is actually happening. It's like a musical show, and you have everyone playing the piano till the end to make sure it goes down, and then the food is served on time with the right amount of things in there. So many recognition happen in the world. You have Goemio, you have Michelin, you have a lot of guide there. You have Time Out also, which is on there. You have bloggers that actually highlight chef and help them to be on the light. So recognition can happen in any kind of things. You also have fixed dessert, which is doing a very big boom for Dubai. Dubai chocolate is everywhere now.
Everywhere.
You can hear it. It's ringing in your ear, like Dubai chocolate, Dubai chocolate, Dubai chocolate, Dubai chocolate.
Thanks a lot, fixed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But amazing.
Crazy.
It's amazing. I think they've done such an incredible job, and also there's a pistachio shortage in the world because of them. But great business for Valrhona, and the likes, because it's. The world wants it. Yeah. And it's not slowing down.
No, it's not slowing down. Chocolate is there. And I think the region for chocolate is this region is one of the regions where people love chocolate and they eat chocolate. You asked me one thing that really took my attention when I was there. I never saw a bigger platter of chocolate of my life. I think it's Eid, and they offer big platter of chocolate.
Yes.
Never saw that ever before I landed in Dubai, and then it was Eid, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's a huge amount of chocolate. But back then in Asia, it was hard to sell a chocolate.
Wow. Well, look, Brice, I want to say now we have come to the quick round of the quick fire questions. So first of all, for everybody listening, are you a sweet or salty?
Both sweet and salty.
Both.
Yeah.
Croissant or pain au chocolat?
Pain au chocolat.
55% or 72%?
Of what?
Chocolate.
Of chocolate? Oh, you know, that doesn't really define the chocolate, right?
What are you, would you say, in terms of the percentages? Do you
55 or 72?
Yeah, which one are you more?
100%? No.
100%. So then tell me, out of all the cuisines in the world right now, if we say in this very moment, what are your top 3 favorite cuisines to eat?
I believe cuisine like chocolate is a moody thing. So it really depends on the day. I love Italian food. I love Chinese food. I love Thai food. I love African food. And I think it's not enough put on the market as well. I mean, I love South American food. So nice. American food as well. I mean, American burger.
So you don't have a top 3. It just takes you by the day.
It's like a piece of chocolate every morning. It's like I love that. It's life is like a chocolate box. You wake up in the morning and then sometimes it's a fucking shitty day. You didn't sleep all night, or you wake up. You don't wake up. You just go to work after 1 hour. You slept in your car because you didn't have battery to open your fucking electric car. And then sorry, I shouldn't say that. Yeah. And then
you have some
you're like, okay, what shall I have? Let's take some chocolate. Which chocolate I'm gonna take? Maybe dark. No, dark is too much after too much drink. Maybe I shall take something different, right?
Very good. So then, Brice, I want to ask you, what advice would you give to young pastry chefs or young chocolatiers who really want to push their careers in the highest possible level?
I would say that right now, what is missing in everywhere is the common sense. It's what we missed it. We missed patience. Yeah, patience can be say everywhere, but the real patience to stay there, to challenge yourself to be there, because anywhere the food we're producing coming only from 2% of the population in the world. No one know how to grow food anymore. If I take anyone down. Then after that, the young generation, if you want, there is a lot of sacrifice down the way. Take that sacrifice, then you will succeed for sure, 100%. Hard work is the only way to get something there and to challenge yourself to break your limit. And the only limit you have is yourself.
Amazing.
That's the only limit.
So look, if people wanted to get hold of you or contact you through social media, how can they do that?
We have Varlhona EMEA, so they can contact Varlhona EMEA to have all the questions regarding Varlhona EMEA, the class and everything, or through Instagram, through my Instagram, Brice Konan-Ferrand, where basically I reply to most of the people that write to me. And yeah, I mean, if they're interested in classes or anything, we have a lot of lineup coming down. And you see that you asked me for that kind of young generation. When I was young, and even now, I remember I took my holidays to go to Japan, and I paid the class to attend a class which was from my company to learn. I don't see that anymore. Patience, it's what takes people to go further and a little bit more sacrifice. And l'école right now, I mean, the people that are coming, I know it's hard, I know it takes time, but it's breaking your limits. And it's breaking the society and the wills you've been put in. That's the only way to move forward and be more specialist. Choose your path. Because to be everywhere, I know I did everywhere, but you have to choose. And for example, to master chocolate, and even though I still have a lot to learn with chocolate, because chocolate is alive, I have stayed 7.5 years with Sébastien, and I'm happy to do chocolate production again. Because it's quite challenging and fun.
Well, look, Brice, on behalf of the Chef JKP Podcast, just want to say thank you so much for sharing your incredible story. Thank you so much for leading the brigade at the Louvre in Abu Dhabi, which was absolutely amazing. And listen, huge congratulations to yourself and Valrhona. And again, for anybody who loves chocolate, I'll put all of the details in our show notes so everybody can follow. Then they can also contact you directly.
Yeah.
And of course, the brand. So just wanted to say thank you so much.
But thank you for having me on that stage and to do that podcast with me. And nice moment.
Thank you. Well, I don't know about you, but I thought that was incredible. That's it for today's episode of our Valrhona and Louvre Abu Dhabi special, but we're just getting started. If you felt inspired, if you tasted the passion in every word, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Super important. And don't forget to click, share, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Most importantly, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, on the Chef JKP Podcast and Valrhona IMEA to relive those magical moments from the Fil Rouge under that one beautiful dome at the Louvre. So, a massive thank you for Valrhona for putting all of these incredible talents under one phenomenal roof. All that's left for me to say is, food is art, food is culture, and above all, food is memories.